I don't know if you guys noticed, I have a bit of a temper. No, not you, Bill, yeah. So here's the thing, but I didn't think, I'm so fucked up and grew up such a fucked up time that I didn't even think I had a temper. Because I was like, well, I don't fucking yell at people in my house. Like, I don't curse my wife out. I mean, we get into it. I'm not gonna lie to you, I get into it with her, but I don't go oh, Jesus Christ, you fucking bitch. I don't do any of that stuff. I don't yell at my kids. But what I do is I still do is I flip out. So, like I said, I didn't think that this was a problem. My wife told me it was a problem, but I don't listen to her. Why would I listen to her? All she does is criticize. I got nothing but bad reviews on the fucking husband Yelp. It's just all, didn't enjoy the experience. Thumbs down, half a star, never get a fucking attaboy, right? So it just becomes white noise after a while. Like, oh, what, am I doing something wrong again? Oh, yeah, you again. Okay, great. Great. What did I do? What did I do this time, huh? What do I have to work on? Go ahead, fucking let me know, right? So I don't listen to my lovely wife like an idiot that I am. So one day I learned a harsh lesson, okay? It was a breakfast time, right? For some reason, I had 20 minutes to myself, which is really rare when you got 2 kids, 4 and under, right? So I'm thinking holy shit, I can actually make myself a breakfast. Like the old days. I'll make myself 2 eggs over easy. I'll make some toast. I'll make some bacon. Fucking burn it up the way I like it. It's gonna be the shit, right? So I'm having a great time, make myself a little grand slam breakfast. I sit down to eat. I got the OJ. I got the glass of water. It looks like a picture from a commercial. And right as I sit down to eat, my phone lights up, and I get a text message from my buddy. He goes, hey man, I thought you were coming on this Zoom meeting. It started 5 minutes ago. We need you on this. And I just absolutely lost it. I was like, Jesus Christ. Of course I have a meeting. Of course I have my meeting. Because why couldn't I just have one goddamn cocksucking motherfucking motor to myself? Fucking toast flying all over the place. Flipping the fuck out. And then all of a sudden, my daughter, who was 2.5 at the time, comes running into the kitchen with big tears in her eyes, just going I'm sorry, Dada, I'm sorry. And I was like, oh shit. So I literally just squatted down. I was like, no, buddy, no, come here. I wasn't yelling at you. Daddy wasn't yelling at you. I would never yell at you. I love you, buddy. Daddy was yelling at the phone, okay? Dad yells at the phone when it says stuff that he doesn't like, okay? Your dad has issues, okay? I'm sorry, buddy. I would never yell at you. And I could literally feel her tears drying in my shirt. I was like, buddy, come on. I would never do that, okay? I love you. You still love me? She's like, yeah, yes. And I go, okay, all right, buddy. And then I did that thing. You do that thing with a kid where you turn him around and then you push him in the direction you want him to go in. And I just had to sit there I just did that to a 2.5-year-old. And she was walking away, and I'm just sitting there thinking how bad was that? Is she just gonna go play with the toy and forget about it? Or is she no longer gonna be an astronaut? What did I just do? I thought I was better than my dad. I'm making the same mistakes that he's making. I fucking hate myself. I didn't do the meeting. I didn't eat the breakfast. I just went upstairs. Just wanted to be alone, right? Just want to be fucking alone, but I got a wife, so it doesn't work that way, Especially when you fuck up as bad as I did and as loudly as I did. I knew she was coming down the hall. I knew I was gonna have to watch some game film. She was bringing the projector. The screen was gonna come down. And I'm literally just laying in there please God, just let her give me 2 minutes. Just give me 2 minutes to fucking calm down. No, she just comes right in and she's just like, Seth, you wanna discuss that little incident that happened downstairs in the kitchen? And I'm like, no, honey, can you just give me a second? My heart is still on the floor down there, just give me a second. I know I fucked up. She doesn't give a shit at that point. And she's right, it's her kid too, so she just wants it. I'll tell you right now, if you think you're gonna do this next fucking house, all this shit. And, she was right. She was 100% right, but I wasn't ready to hear the information. So she just sort of zoned out. And that's my kid too, and you're not gonna fucking do it. And I'm just sitting there, laying in the bed with the nerve to be upset with her. She didn't do anything. And I'm just staring at her mouth. as it's moving, not hearing anything. I just started thinking of the news. Like a news story just popped into my head. You know that news story every once in a while, you'll see it like every year, year and a half. You just see some guy, never committed a crime in his life. You know, went to church every week, helped old ladies across the street, and then out of nowhere, he just kills his wife. I'm thinking, like, it's gotta be from times like this. It just has to. You just have something to say. You just have, like, I don't know, I just fucked up, but she was right. I knew she was right. So I sat there, I fucking took it, you know. I will say as an aside, I think, you know, the next time you see a guy who never even cheated on his taxes, and then out of nowhere he kills his wife, I think it's high time to bring back the question, what did she say? Okay, just say it, all right? Examine the problem from 360 degrees. So anyway, so I love my dad and everything, you know. So, but you know, there's things I want to improve on. So the great thing that I have done is my kids are not afraid of me. And every time I have fucked up, I've gotten down to my kids' level and let them know that I was wrong and I apologize. So the great thing is my kids are not afraid of me. So now, my daughter's a little bit older. She's like 4.5 now. So now whenever I start flipping out, she actually has been helping me to stop. Because the second I hear that cute voice, I just think, Dad, I'm sorry. I just immediately, it's hilarious. Like I'll be in the kitchen and all of a sudden, I'm always in the kitchen doing something, right? And one day I just come in like, what the fuck kind of toaster is this? What was wrong with the other toaster? I need to download the app to make fucking cocksucking, fucking, and all of a sudden, she'll just be like, in the other room, be like, Dad, don't scream like that. And the second I hear that voice, I'm like, you're right, buddy, sorry. Sorry, I'm just gonna download the app here. Download the app and the amount of what it takes just to make some fucking toast. Oh, Dad, you said a bad word. You said a bad word. She does all of that shit, right? To the point, one night, we have like movie night once a week. It's my favorite thing. We'll watch some Pixar thing, you know? And one of those great movies, you know? They're great. They're for kids and they're for adults. It's fucking awesome, right? So we sit down, we make the popcorn and everything. So we have this smart TV in the living room. Oh, people, this is a smart TV. Oh, is it smart? Oh, is this fucking TV? It's so goddamn smart that one time I was in there, I had all the lights out because we're going to watch a movie, you know? But the TV's so smart, as I'm pressing on, which you don't even do, don't hit the on button. You hit the on button, that fucks it up. You got to press 2 other buttons. Oh, is that what I got to do? Is that what I have to fucking do? Don't scream like that. You're right, buddy. You're right, buddy. This fucking thing, if the lights are out, will not turn on because it's thinking, well, the lights are out. Obviously, nobody is in the room. Well, maybe somebody's asleep on the couch and they rolled over onto the remote. And meanwhile, I am standing in the dark. You're going to turn on because I fucking bought you and I fucking said so, right? So my kid comes on. She's like, Dada, don't scream like that. Don't scream like that. I'm like, you're right, buddy. You're right. I'm sorry. She's like, Dada, why you scream like that? I'm like, I don't, because I paid all this money for this TV. I want to sit down. I want to watch the movie with you. And if, you know, every time I go to turn it on, it won't turn on. There's always something. So she put a little hand on my shoulder. She goes, Dada, she goes, it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay, right? Which I don't even think she knows what that means. I just think she knows when to say it. Because my wife always says that, like, honey, it's going to be okay. Just relax. We'll get you another balloon. We can get you another one. So that's what she did. She was just going like, Dada, it's going to be okay, right? She had that little cute hand on my shoulder. And I don't know, it just hit me. And I was just thinking like, yeah, you're right. It is going to be okay, right? I mean, I could turn the lights on. I can relax, you know. I didn't even need to watch as long as I'm hanging out with you. This is great, right? It was like a profound moment for me for like half a second. Then another moment, then I felt like a loser because I'm like, how fucked up am I that a 4.5-year-old is like my life coach, like dropping these truth bombs on me. So, anyway, so I don't know. So I'm going to try to stay sober until I figure out, yeah, dude, it fucking sucks though. I'm not going to lie to you. Just every day taking life in the face. Praying for sleep. Oh, God, make it end. Fucking hate these happy, sober people. It's amazing. I feel so alive. I have all this fucking energy. How long does that take, you know? I drink a milkshake once a week. That's my big fucking thing. Have a root beer float. Oh, it's just sad. It's just a sad thing. Like watching an old athlete that can't run anymore. I used to day drink, man. It was great. So, anyway. By the way, I haven't even mentioned how blown away I am that I'm even playing in this place. This is absolutely hilarious. You stay up here for like an hour with this wind, your fucking lips get all chapped. It's like you're standing on the front of a boat. So anyways, let's end with a couple of silly ones here. We'll be on our way, right? Let's see what I did. All right, I'm doing good here. All right, so here's a good one for you. A couple years ago, before all this stupid fucking pandemic shit started, Mother Nature's half-assed attempt to get rid of the amount of people she needs to get rid of, just procrastinating, treating it like a term paper. I was in New York. I had an acting gig, all right? I was playing a fireman, all right? Now, I'm not the best actor, all right? Some of you saw it. I hope you paid for it, you cheap bastards. You all watched it for free, you bastards. So anyways, I'm not the best actor, so I have to look the part. So I grew this giant, fireman mustache, big, stupid fireman mustache, which looked great when I was wearing the whole fireman getup, and they put the fake dirt on my face. I looked like I'd been fighting fires for 20 years, right? However, the second I took off the costume and they cleaned off my face and I put on my regular clothes, I immediately just looked like some sad old queen that never found love, right? And as luck would have it, I was in New York City in June, which I quickly found out was Gay Pride Month. The whole month. And let me tell you something, the gay guys show up strong. It is wall to wall. The fucking island is over, tipping over. There's so many of them. And I'm sitting there like going, oh my God, 30 days of this shit. I'm walking around with this orange, Freddie Mercury, fucking Dick Broom on my face. I'm going to be getting harassed up and down the street. I was in actor shape, man. I was fucking shredded. I got to tell you something, man. When I tell you 30 days of June, not one gay guy even fucking looked at me. Forget about even hit on me. I have never felt so old and undesirable in my life. I'm going to tell you something. And this one thing, as a man, it's so women don't look at you anymore. Like, you're going to hit that age. You know that day's coming. Nobody tells you at some point you're going to get so old, not even a man wants to fuck you, right? That is a statement. You get so old, so queen in his 60s or that, you know, but I can better than that, right? Get some fucking hair plugs or something. Some straight hair. I get some in his 40s, so, it was like, I was having like this fucking panic attack. I waited too long to get married. I had kids too late. I'm gonna die soon. I was like wrapping up like that, like walking down like Ninth Avenue. I really wish that wasn't the truth. So I'm going down Ninth Avenue, and all of a sudden I looked up about 2 blocks away. I know this is Boulder, Colorado, right? You guys are all like, fuck me, man. It's like, how do you like no, she's a lesbian, man? Like, that's not true. Just look at her. She's a lesbian. You don't know her. Easy. The same way you do. The same way other lesbians do. It's not calculus.
It was exactly 1:47 in the morning when a simple phone call became the moment everything changed. I reached out after midnight, Not because I was furious, but because I was worried. "What time are you coming back?" I asked as calmly as I could. Music echoed behind her. Voices laughed. The party was obviously still in full swing. Then she answered with words that erased any doubt. "I'll get home whenever I feel like it. Stop trying to control me." Control. That single word landed harder than anything else she could have said. I hadn't demanded updates every hour. I hadn't ordered her to leave immediately. All I asked was when she planned to come home because it was almost 2 in the morning and both of us had work the next day. Yet somehow, concern had become control in her mind. And her response wasn't simply rebellious. It was a boundary she believed she could erase, a challenge to see how much disrespect I would continue accepting. I didn't argue. I didn't yell. I simply replied, "Okay," ended the call and put my phone down. She probably assumed I'd spend the night angry, maybe disappointed, but that by morning we'd pretend nothing had happened, just like every other time. She couldn't have been more wrong. Something inside me settled in that instant. If she could treat coming home like it had nothing to do with us, then this place wasn't really our home anymore. It had become nothing more than a building she occasionally slept in. I was tired of being the only one acting like our life together still meant something. I stood, walked to the front entrance, and looked across the porch. 2 chairs, a small table, the welcome mat we had picked together. Everything looked quiet. Everything looked temporary. I walked into the bedroom and began packing. Not every possession she owned. Just enough. Clothes from the closet. Shoes from beside the door. Bathroom essentials. A few personal items. There was no anger in my movements. No panic. No revenge. Only a decision becoming reality. 2 suitcases. 3 shopping bags. When they were filled, I carried everything outside and lined it up neatly along the porch. I placed her favorite jacket where she'd see it first. Her work laptop stayed inside its protective case. I packed everything she'd likely need if she planned to stay somewhere else tonight, or tomorrow, or even longer, because whenever I want could mean forever. And I wasn't willing to keep waiting to discover what she actually meant. Then I returned inside and completed the part I'd been putting off for weeks. I replaced the locks. I'd purchased a new deadbolt several weeks earlier after another night when she'd stayed out until sunrise without explanation. I left it sitting in the garage because I hoped I'd never need it. Tonight, I finally did. Installing it took 14 minutes. 14 quiet minutes while her bags rested outside, and the house slowly stopped belonging to both of us. When I finished, I stood in the doorway. Outside sat her belongings. Inside was a brand new lock. For the first time in months, the physical reality matched what had already happened emotionally. I pulled out my phone and snapped a picture. The luggage. The porch. The house number. The porch light making everything impossible to misunderstand. Then I sent her the photo with a single message. "There isn't a home waiting anymore. Come whenever you want. Your things are outside." I didn't wait for an answer. I switched off the porch light, locked the new deadbolt, walked to the couch, and sat quietly in the darkness. My phone stayed silent for barely a minute. Then it exploded. Call rejected. Another rejected. Then message after message arrived. "What is this? Are you serious? You can't actually do this. Answer me." I watched every notification appear without touching the screen. Each message grew more desperate than the one before it. Still, I said nothing. She'd insisted she'd return whenever she wanted. I was simply making sure she understood that home no longer meant what she assumed it did. The calls kept coming. 5, 7, 9. I muted my phone and watched her name flash across the screen again and again. 9 minutes after sending the picture, I heard tires screech outside. A car door slammed. Fast footsteps rushed toward the porch. Then silence. She had seen the bags. I pictured her standing there, staring at everything she'd left behind, trying to understand how quickly everything had changed. Then the handle twisted. Once. Twice. The new lock didn't move. Open the door. Her voice had changed completely. The confidence was gone. Now there was fear. "Please, we need to talk." "I didn't mean it that way." I walked over, but kept the door closed. Speaking through it, I answered calmly. You told me you'd come home whenever you wanted. I listened. Now you don't have to worry about coming home anymore. That's not what I meant, she cried. I was upset. You were acting controlling. I almost smiled. Asking when you're coming home isn't control. Staying out until 2 in the morning and telling your spouse it's none of their businesses. That was your decision. I'm simply accepting it. Then she started crying. Not quietly. Not politely. The kind of crying that comes when someone realizes a limit they ignored was never flexible in the first place. I'm sorry. Please let me in. We'll fix this. I shook my head even though she couldn't see me. You said whenever you wanted. Apparently you didn't want to come home at 1:47. So I made different plans. Where am I supposed to go? Her voice cracked as she asked. For a second I felt something close to guilt. It disappeared almost immediately. The same place you planned to stay when coming home wasn't important. Wherever that was. She pounded the door. This is my house too. I answered quietly. It used to be. Until you treated it like somewhere you visited only when it suited you. The pounding stopped. I heard her lean against the other side. Her breathing was uneven. Panicked. Please don't do this. I love you. I made a mistake. I closed my eyes. You made a decision. You said asking when you'd be home was controlling. So I stopped asking. I stopped waiting. I stopped organizing my life around someone who no longer acted like we were building one together. I'll change, she whispered. I'll come home earlier. I'll answer every call. I'll do whatever you want. I stepped away from the door. What I wanted was respect. I wanted concern to be seen as love instead of control. I wanted our home to matter to you. None of that happened. So now I don't need anything else. I heard her slide down the door until she was sitting on the porch. I don't have anywhere else. My voice never changed. You had somewhere to be at 1:47 this morning when home wasn't your priority. Start there. Then I walked away while her crying echoed through the house that suddenly felt quieter than it had in months. Back on the couch, my phone continued filling with messages. Apologies, promises, anger, threats to call the police. I answered only that last one. Your belongings are outside untouched. The house belongs to me. You told me you'd come home whenever you wanted. I'm simply respecting that choice. About 20 minutes later, I heard her car start. The suitcases scraped across the porch as she loaded them. Then everything became silent again. She left. Not because she wanted to, because she finally had no other option. That distinction mattered. Over the next several days, people asked whether I'd gone too far. They wondered if one argument justified ending a marriage. I told them the truth. It wasn't about one sentence. It was about months of late nights, dismissed concerns, broken respect, and watching our marriage slowly become two people sharing an address instead of a life. That phone call didn't create the problem. It only revealed the moment I stopped pretending the problem was acceptable. At 1:47 a.m., my wife declared she'd come home whenever she wanted. At 1:58 a.m., I showed her there was no longer a home waiting. 9 minutes later, she stood on the porch crying, discovering that whenever I want wasn't a rule that belonged to only one person. She wanted freedom without responsibility. I gave her complete freedom from me. Sometimes the strongest response isn't revenge, anger, or shouting. Sometimes it's believing someone exactly the first time they tell you who they are and allowing them to live with the consequences of their own words.